Coverage of the Serie A fixture this evening between Genoa and AC Milan. As you can see, the players gathering in the tunnel. Just had a little shot there of Gianluigi Donnarumma, the goalkeeper for Milan, who is in their starting lineup tonight. And it's exactly 1 year to the day since he made his debut for the club. And what a permanent fixture he is between the sticks for them. Now 17 years of age, 16 at the time, but so impressive from the very first moment that he stepped onto the field. Mattia Perin, the goalkeeper for Genoa this evening, he too has played well this season. Only conceded 5 goals in half a dozen matches. Genoa have actually only conceded 7 in the opening 8 games played. There's Donnarumma with the beard as the players make their way forward. A chance to look at the starting lineups. Genoa's lineup shows 2 changes, with Ezequiel Munoz coming in at the back in place of Lucas Orban, while Nikola Ninkovic makes his first league start for the club after arriving from Chievo in the summer. Milan make a couple of changes as well. Ignacio Abate and Suso are both rested. They sit on the bench tonight as Vincenzo Montella rotates a little. Andrea Poli will play at right back, while there's a first start of the season for Keisuke Honda. Here come the sides then. Milan with the chance to go top tonight if they win for 24 hours at least. And what a turnaround for the Rossoneri after recent times. The last time they collected 19 points over the first 9 league games was back in 2008, when they eventually ended the season in 3rd place. I think given what's happened to them in the last couple of years, Adam, they'd settle for something like that this time round.
Well, they certainly would do, Simon. I don't think the Serie A table and Serie A football is the same without a successful AC Milan side, and not even finishing in Europa League qualification last season was bitterly disappointing, but that could actually work in their favour, not having European football this season, to really push on and push Juventus all the way, with a couple of young players in their side. And Carlos Bacca leading the line. They've got quality going forwards, which will certainly be a big bonus for them tonight.
What about Genoa, though? Could be a tough nut to crack. Far from a foregone conclusion that Milan will win this game. I mean, they're unbeaten at home, Genoa, so far.
Well, that's what always happens when you're set your sights out of staying outside the relegation zone at the start of the season. Your home form's always going to be very strong, always very important, and at home they are undefeated. The way they set up when they haven't got the ball is very important, and they are very difficult to break down, which can also affect them going forward, because they're not really a side that scores lots of goals, but defensively are very strong.
Yeah, Genoa tight and organised. We mentioned they've only conceded 7, they've only scored 9 at the other end, stung at the weekend, losing the derby match to Sampdoria by 2-1. Milan's form could hardly be better. Young mascots collecting 1 or 2 signatures before the formalities are completed and we get ready to get underway here. Milan with a couple of away wins under their belt already this season. And by the way, Luca Banti is our referee today. The top referees in the peninsula. Took charge of the France-Bulgaria match in the World Cup qualifiers earlier this month. A couple of games in the Europa League as well this season. Mattia Di Sciglio is captaining Milan tonight. Nicolas Berdiso, his opposite number, one of the sturdy central defenders, vastly experienced figure, Berdiso. Ivan Juric, the coach of Genoa, led Crotone up last season, pacing up and down like an expectant father before this kick-off. And we're almost ready to go at the Marassi. Genoa against Milan. Vincenzo Montella seems to be really enjoying life and making a very fine impact on his squad so far.
Well, he's had an excellent start to the season, and beating Juventus on the weekend will certainly help with their confidence. But if you're going to go for league titles, being in the big sides is one thing. It's always that next game straight after. You'll be looking to keep that momentum going, and it's a massive game for AC Milan tonight.
Final check of the watch now for referee banter. And we're almost ready to go here. Milan unbeaten in the last 6, get this match underway. All in white tonight. They've won 5 of those 6 matches. Fiorentina, the last side to get a point off Milan. It was a goalless draw exactly a month ago at the Artemio Franchi. Little flick there of the ball from Bonaventura. Di Sciglio now, and collected in midfield and moved away towards that far side by Locatelli. Now Romagnoli made his international debut this month, the 21-year-old for Italy in their World Cup qualifiers against Spain and Macedonia. As that ball is launched high and long in the general direction of Neon. Interestingly, Milan's record is much better when he is in the side. They've collected 2 points a game on average in the 24 that he's featured in, compared to just 1.3 in the matches without him.
Well, he's certainly, I think, somebody that Carlos Bacca needs around him, that extra pace going forward on the flanks. A great season at Caen when he was in France, and I know Arsene Wenger's a big admirer of him. It will be important tonight, especially away from home, somebody that can run with the ball well, especially against the back 3.
Veloso trying to play the ball square there, got a little deflection off the boot of Honda, playing on the right-hand side for Milan tonight. Very rare starting opportunity for him these days. He's only played a couple of times off the bench. 2 fairly brief substitute appearances, the last one last month against Lazio. Hasn't started since the Coppa Italia final back in May.
He's certainly a player, I feel, that hasn't really filled his potential coming into AC Milan. I don't feel he scores enough goals in general, only 2 goals last season. Only playing in those attacking positions, he gets some good positions, but he's finishing sometimes left to be desired.
I'm sure there'll be some Japanese journalists covering the football in Italy. They'll be mightily relieved that they're going to have something to write about with him on the pitch today. He was followed around by a gaggle of reporters. That's getting a little bit lively for the first 2 minutes of the game now.
Certainly a hostile atmosphere here, and certainly getting behind Genoa.
Yeah, Edenilson, the Brazilian, was just getting involved a little bit with Niang as Milan try and break away over on the far side of the field. And just swept forward by Kucka. Aimed in the general direction of Bacca, quite picking him out. Bacca, joint second top scorer in Serie A so far in the season. Too shy of Edin Dzeko, who leads the goal-scoring chart. He's managed to score 8 so far. No free kick there for that challenge on Edenilson.
Well, they'll be looking early on, Genoa, like they always do. When they haven't got possession, they look to go tight, especially in their own half. They won't allow AC Milan too much time on the ball to get on the half-turn and really dictate play. They will allow Milan to have ball in their own half, then come forward, but press very well in their own half.
By Romagnoli in towards Neon. We've got a little knock on the ankle, little tap on the ankle. Referee was well placed, saw nothing wrong with it. Now Thomas Rincon, who was Venezuela's national team captain, with a little short pass back collected by Izzo. Had the misfortune of seeing that ball deflect in for the winner for Sampdoria the other day, of course in this very stadium. First little string of passes put together by the home side as both teams settle into the game. A win and 3 draws so far for Genoa in front of the home crowd. A little bit of space now in possession and a chance for Milan to break forward now with Bacca. He was looking for Neon. Here's the young Frenchman combining well. Back at his feet, and Bacca, I think they're conscious that he may have ended up in an offside position.
It's going to be inviting, important. Bacca in that middle area to hold up the ball, link up, play well. Genoa haven't scored in the first 15 minutes this season, so it'll be something like AC Milan we'll be looking to capitalise on, to try and push forwards. They are quite slow starters into games.
We saw that. We always get statistics ahead of matches. You're seeing that 75% of Milan's goals have come in the second half of matches. 12 after the break. They only scored 4 in the first half. But 6 wins from the 9 games they've played so far. Unexpectedly positive start. Interesting as well for a side who traditionally, for quite a long time, Adam, have been guilty perhaps of overspending on very experienced players, perhaps who are slightly on the way down in their career in some cases, throwing cash at a problem. And now, they're in different circumstances, and it's a couple of their very young players, for example, Donnarumma, the goalkeeper, and also Locatelli, who are becoming the new heart of the team.
I think it's vitally important that you try and breathe through your youngsters from your youth side, and Al Shawari, they've moved on, and Jenny Jimenez and Kevin Prince Boateng and of course Mario Balotelli. I think of the experience that you've got, sometimes get players into club for the wrong reason, and those players didn't really feel their potential. Jeremy Menendez, I think, did okay when he certainly came into AC Milan, but it's just good to see that the youngsters bring through freshness. And when I was a youngster, it just tries you sometimes keep the elders on their toes a little bit as well.
Donnarumma and the young players live in fairly modest accommodation, just a stone's throw from the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. I think when Donnarumma opens his window in the morning, he actually looks straight across at the ground. So his feet are very firmly on the ground, and he's a Milan boy through and through. And I think that really does still count for something in Italian football, as the ball's just punched away there by Perry.
We saw Sampdoria, the goals that they got down the side of the back three. It's really important that the fullbacks of Nielsen and Laxalt don't go too far forward, and that's where Honda can get in some good positions. That's what he does do well.
The pass forward by Rincon, collected here by Rigoni, scorer on Saturday in the derby. Eddie Nielsen inside now, Rincon. This is Izzo. Over to Munoz, only the second time that he started. Ezequiel Munoz, the 24-year-old, they signed him from Palermo back in August. Veloso with the pass back, and here we are with Nicolas Berdiso, still going strong in his mid-30s, the captain of Genoa. Eddie Nielsen. That was a lovely flick, and Eddie Nielsen picks up the running, turns away from his man, gets clear of Di Sciglio initially. Good play by Eddie Nielsen here towards the far post, but I think maybe the ball had just disappeared beyond the byline.
Well, that's brilliant play there from Eddie Nielsen. Brilliant link-up play there. That's what you want from your full-backs, your wing-backs there. Being attacking, being brave. Just that touch just took it a little bit too close to the byline. He just lost his balance when crossing in, but positive sign there from Genoa.
I tell you what, Locatelli and Di Sciglio were chasing shadows for a moment there, with Eddie Nielsen bursting forward, away by Romagnoli. Towards Neon, collected by Di Sciglio. Lovely little nutmeg, Neon. One back by Rincon. He's got some support. Here he is again. Trying to feed the ball through towards Rigoni. Romagnoli has played it forward and continued the run now. He's furthest forward, as far up the field as Bacca. And here is Carlos Bacca. Milan moving the ball around quite quickly and sharply here in the opening 10 minutes of the game. Bonaventura square to Kucka, the Slovakia international, brings in Honda. Nice on a full look to the field here, trying to spread the play, find a bit more room out there on the pitch.
Well, you need to keep the ball moving as fast as possible. The way the Genoa do like to set up in their own half, they do play deep.
A chase here for Kucka, but the ball disappears behind and out of play. Juraj Kucka, a former Genoa player, joined Milan in August of last year. clearance. Rigoni with the header on, and Simeone was trying to bulldoze his way forward up towards the edge of the penalty area. Simeone there happy to settle for the throw-in. Romagnoli following his every move. Minutes in, Genoa looking to threaten Donnarumma's goal for the first time in the game, if possible here. Itzo, Edenilson, the chance to whip that in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Rincon sees the pathway to goal blocked by a wall of white shirts. Good ball in! Oh, and Genoa ahead! 10 minutes played! Diego Laxalt beyond the far post. It's their first attack of the game, and Genoa lead Milan by 1-0.
Well, it's a brilliant ball in from Thomas Rincon, and he is onside. It's a brilliantly header there. I thought he should have taken the shot first time, Rincon, but he doesn't. And it's a great goal for Genoa, it really is.
Perfect start for the home side. Genoa 1, Milan 0. Ninkovic with the goal, getting in just ahead of Laxalt with the header. And Ninkovic coming into the side with his first goal for Genoa. I think it was pretty much his first touch of the ball. But Milan caught out at the back, having made a positive start to the game for the first 10 minutes or so. Should open things up nicely. Milan have got to try and get back into this one now. Di Sciglio. Attempting to bring Nyong into the game. And cleared out from underneath his feet pretty quickly there by Perin. Paletta now. Genoa now into double figures in terms of goals for the season. They're 10th of the campaign. Simeone, who's chipped in with a couple so far this season. He got the only goal to beat Bologna away at the start of October. Their last victory before this one. Collected here by Rigoni, Edenilson. Pressured by Neon. He's a little over-enthusiastic in making the challenge there.
I was talking about the reaction of the highs of being Juventus, then you've got to come away from home to a hostile Genoa crowd and a side that do play well at home. So you've got to go on and win league titles. You need to back up good performances against the top sides around you, against sides that are certainly fighting and scrapping for points. At the moment, the goal's certainly unsettled AC Milan at the minute.
Yeah, you can see Montella there, quite animated on the touchline. They won the last meeting with tonight's opponents after losing the previous 3, so their recent record in these fixtures not the best necessarily, as it's swept forward by Miguel Veloso, the Portuguese midfielder. I think Ninkovic's head is still full of the goal that he scored.
Certainly wasn't expecting it. It's a ball they certainly play a lot. Genoa the diagonal.
Bacca with the pass out wide. Honda battling away. Got the better of Laxalt there. And has the corner kick.
It's good pressure there from Honda just to put on Laxalt.
of the match for the visiting side, very comfortably dealt with by Genoa. And losing out, and just out of play. Well, something of a new experience to a certain degree for the Rossoneri here, falling behind. They've been behind before tonight's game for only 74 minutes all season. Only Juventus have been behind for less time than that, just the 50 minutes for them. So a season of success up to now, but behind fairly early on this evening. Rincon, Edenilson. Rigoni, the three of them combining pretty well on the near side of the field. Locatelli bringing that move to an abrupt halt.
It'll be interesting to see how Locatelli does. A youngster. I do miss that experience of Montalivo in midfield. In these situations now, have to really come to the forefront and try and learn as quickly as possible. It's important they now keep the ball for a period of time now. Milan are getting good positions in that final third.
Locatelli's on fire, isn't he? 2 goals in his last 3 matches. An absolute belter to beat Juventus on Saturday. That rising drive at an angle of about 45 degrees to the goal into the top corner. Brilliant strike, and all that from a player who only made his debut back in April for the first team. Here's Neon, and now De Sciglio. Element of rotation tonight from both sides. A couple of players taken out and rested on the bench. Forward now by Alessio Romagnoli up towards the edge of the penalty area. Edenilson should pick up the pieces here. Rigoni with a little pass inside. Nice space for Thomas Rincon to run into, gaining a lot of ground here, but that wasn't a very good ball towards Simeone. Milan very quickly regrouping and getting behind the ball.
This is where Genoa struggle throughout the season, that when they do break, because they are quite a defensive-minded side, they don't really try and get players going forward. So Giuliano Simeone is sometimes very isolated on his own. So tonight, the youngster may not only get 1 or 2 chances. This will be a big test for him as well.
So just sliding that one forward. Rigoni back. Every time they do look as if they're getting some momentum moving forward, they just take it away completely by going 30 yards backwards.
Yeah, sometimes you should have a little bit more belief in that final third. Again, sideways passing, try and break lines, forward passing. You may give it away once or twice, but you'll certainly create more chances if that ball finally gets through to Simeone.
Towards the near side, and Edenilson. Too much on that pass, but a great start for Genoa to this match, ahead thanks to an early goal from Ninkovic, the Serbian under-21 international. They signed from Chievo during the summer, just 21 years of age, scoring his first goal for the club, and it's the goal that currently separates the sides. Bacca can't bring the ball under control. Genoa seeing plenty of the play here.
They've started very, very well. They press well, they put AC Milan under lots of pressure. They can't really keep the ball in the final third, AC Milan, and actually the turnover is quite a lot at the minute.
And now it's Rincon surging forward once more. Rigoni spreading the play away to the far side to Ninkovic, who whips that in towards the near post. Romagnoli with the clearance. And still Milan with plenty of defending to do, haven't quite got the ball away yet. The flip up into the air by De Sciglio. Izzo. And they're happy to be patient and build again from the back.
I think the back line of Milan are a little bit too deep, where their midfielders are deep as well. The likes of Thomas Rincon are getting plenty of time on the ball. I was talking about that long diagonal that Genoa certainly like to play all the time. You get the 2 full-backs, Blacks out and Edenilson going forwards. Certainly good out ball, but you need to put more pressure in that midfield area with that extra man that AC Milan have got. Shouldn't allow Genoa with so much time to really spray those passes out wide.
quickly on the near side. Well, Genoa very, very lively here in this opening 20 minutes of the game. Just one win in the last 6 going into tonight's fixture. That's one win since the back end of August. But certainly playing with a degree of confidence this evening. Now up against Izzo. Nielsen quick to get back behind the ball as well. And it was just too heavy-footed there from the Frenchman. So Kutska just trotting back towards the halfway line as Neon reflects on his effort. Plenty of football to point your way as ever here on BT Sport. Tomorrow night, champion Juventus host Sampdoria on BT Sport 3. That's from 7:30. And on at the same time, it's Palermo against Udinese. And then on Saturday, the top 2 from last season, Juventus against Napoli. That's at 7:30 on BT Sport 2. And then on Sunday morning, from 11:30, Atalanta hosting Genoa. That also on BT Sport 2. We've got Serie A covered for you. But here, Milan, if you've just joined our coverage, they need it. If they win tonight, they'll go top of the table for 24 hours at least, with everyone else not playing until tomorrow night. But as you can see, behind now, De Sciglio. This is Paletta. Bit of space here in the middle of the pitch for Alessio Romagnoli. May want to have a little go himself here. Certainly had Perrin scrambling along his line just to make sure.
It's the first time that Genoa have really lost their shape and they haven't got the ball. Romagnoli goes forwards. It's a decent strike there from the centre half with his left foot, but the ball's always bending away from Perrin.
Good sense that Perrin felt he needed to make sure there as the ball careered towards him. But Romagnoli certainly been familiar surroundings tonight, having previously had a spell on loan at Sampdoria earlier in his career. Genoa really got the bit between their teeth here now, and as Rigoni is fouled by Manuel Locatelli. Midway through the first half. And Genoa pushing forward, carrying a real threat here. Paletta with the interception.
It's that little diagonal I was just talking about. Not too much time for that to happen.
Miguel Veloso bringing that forward surge from Gabriel Paletta to a halt. Paletta, of course, he was many moons ago in Liverpool's books earlier in his career. Lyon, he hasn't had much joy in the opening quarter of this game on the near side. They've been quick to double up and sometimes triple up on him, and Luca Rigoni diving in. Clearly suggesting that Neon was a little too keen to go to ground there.
I think from first impression that was a good challenge, and replays clearly see he wins the ball. Neon there just really cons Luca Banatti into giving that decision there, and so he is a good referee in Serie A, but for me he's got that decision wrong there.
Got the ball, didn't he?
Oh, it was a great challenge. I think his reaction, okay, thinking there was more contact made on him. Certainly got up pretty quickly and dusted himself off.
Honda leaves it, swept into the penalty area. Comfortably dealt with, back in by Locatelli. And now perhaps a chance for Genoa to turn the tables and move over the halfway line. Eddie Nielsen being tracked by Honda, who's come across to the near side, having started on the right. Neat and tidy play, and Bonaventura leaves them trailing. Perin with plenty of time to get his body right behind it.
Well, it's only a decision that Bonaventura could really have there. Great ball through from Honda. The lack of white shirts in front of him to look up and create something else there. Perin would just be slightly concerned that the last couple of minutes they've had a couple of shots from distance where the midfield is getting a little bit lost in their formation.
Only a couple of defeats for Milan so far this season, but they're under pressure here now as Simeone rather wastes that opportunity.
It's a great run there from Simeone. He's been difficult in these first 25 minutes to have any real impact on the game, but he's always looking to play on shoulders, trying to put in Ninkovic there at that far post, but the quality of ball wasn't quite there from the youngster.
I mentioned those 2 defeats from Milan so far this season. They came very early in the season on match day 2 and 3. They lost 4-2 away at Napoli, and then they also were beaten 1-0 at home by Udinese. That most recent defeat on the 11th of September. They've won 5 of 6 since then and drawn the other one. Paletta. Locatelli. Bonaventura's been making tracks on this near side. Neon with a decidedly wayward pass back. Honda in the middle of the pitch. Miguel Veloso, the Portuguese midfielder, coming off worse there, although his boot was pretty high.
It was high there, certainly was, but that's where Genoa have done excellent in those areas. They've really hustled AC Milan every time they've had a touch.
Miguel Veloso in his second spell with Genoa, arriving from Dynamo Kiev in the summer. There's the goal once again.
Brilliant ball in there from Thomas Recon. Ball of real quality.
And now we're ready to go. And Manuel Locatelli, the hero of the hour against Juventus on Saturday, leaves that one. It's played in by Honda. And again headed away by the Genoa back line. This is Andrea Poli. Can't find a way through and doesn't end up with a throw-in either. Neon's going to try his luck on the other side of the pitch for 10 minutes or so, I think now. He's popped over to the right.
I think so. I think Vincenzo Montella just trying to change things up a little bit. Try and get back into the game a bit more with the support of Honda now on this left-hand side. They've been really poor in that final third, AC Milan.
Not had a chance, have they, so far, really?
I think after the win against Juventus, they'd start on the front foot, start a lot stronger, but tactically Genoa have got it absolutely right coming into these first 30 minutes.
Oh, that was a poor ball by De Sciglio, and he was lucky there that Simeone was unable to bring it under control. Paletta looks for Bonaventura. Eddie Nielsen is there to help to tidy up. Rigoni. Oh, that was well, it was almost a nasty collision there between the pair of them. Fortunately, everyone's okay. And the game very quick to resume here. Little header down to Carlos Bacca from Honda. Thumped away by Perin. Kutska, back at his former club. De Sciglio. Edenilson able to retrieve possession now for Genoa. He's got support, Simeone to his right. Edenilson still going here. Oh, what a disappointing end to a very promising move for Genoa.
He's certainly got a good engine on him. Edenilson loves to get forwards. That final ball again, the cross that went over the bar, and again he's just looking for that bit of quality. Just not quite there.
Here now comes Bacca, hustling and harrying and trying to force his way through. You mentioned Edenilson there. He may have a good engine, but his navigation system wasn't too good, was it, when he got in the other penalty area? A little bit wayward on that particular occasion. Collected here by Ninkovic, the goal scorer. 15 minutes to go to half-time, and the home crowd are loving this so far.
They've been absolutely excellent in the first half. They matched AC Milan in every single area. You're talking about winning second balls, you're talking about a purpose in a pass, quality in front of goal. They're completely outclassing Vincenzo Montella's side at the moment.
No surprise, he's looking a bit stressed. He looked relaxed at the kick-off.
Well, he did, and you'd certainly be going to this game full of confidence that you'd be picking up, I wouldn't say an easy 3 points, but you'd be confident to finish at the top of the table. They've just not turned up whatsoever. The front three haven't got into the game. They all seem to be running away from the ball. No one's really coming short to try and get on the half turn and get between the two centre-halves and the midfield of Genoa.
Edenilson now. Montella barks at his team from the touchline. Rincon. Now Miguel Del Oso away to that far side. Ninkovic. Laxalt wants the ball as well, pushing forward ahead of Ninkovic. This is Armando Izzo. It's out of Edenilson. I think that's going to be a Milan throw, but it's not been given that way. Seemed a little surprising anyway. So has taken the throw. Rigoni quick to swing his right leg. Collected here by Ninkovic. He's got a taste for it now. He's still going, trying to force his way through. Referee says no free kick. Crowd up in arms about it. Away come Milan now. Bonaventura gaining ground all the time. Good support here with Poli, the fullback, coming up to join in the attacking play. Milan with a player down just outside the Genoa penalty area. Both teams with a player down. Referee waving play on. Everyone else wanting the game to be stopped. And finally, it has been brought to a halt for a moment. Well, it was all going off there.
Well, there's 3 or 4 fouls that Luca Banti could have pulled up on. Playing advantage every single time. Kind of getting caught on the counter-attack there. Poli, I thought, made the wrong decision when he got into that final third.
There was Rincon. He's the player who's actually on the ground at the moment. That's where they thought they should have had a free kick much earlier on.
Yeah, I think Ninkovic was just making a little bit too much of that. That was a good decision there.
And the news is everyone survived. And we're almost ready to go once more. We're back with Donnarumma. Paletta. Home crowd moaning that Milan's carrying on with the game. Romagnoli. Up to Neon. Totally surrounded, but still going here. No, just outnumbered and outmaneuvered. Genoa very, very quick to close him down.
He went down way too easily there.
That's been the story of his first half, though, isn't it?
He's been looking for it a little bit too much.
Just a shade over 10 minutes to go to half-time. There's certainly an intensity to this one. But Milan was that one shot from Romagnoli going wide of the goal that had the goalkeeper sort of scrambling to make sure, but very, very little in the final third. And Bacca certainly has had nothing to work with, no opportunities for him.
I think as defensively as Genoa have been solid. You don't mind shots from 25, 30 yards out. It's just when it goes in those 18-yard box, like they did against Sampdoria, the ball out wide. Milan haven't done that once.
forward there by Ninkovic. And back with De Sciglio. Paletta scored the winning goal at home to Sassuolo at the start of the month. Romagnoli inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. Kucka trying to find a way through. Little ball back from Carlos Bacca. Here now is Giacomo Bonaventura. Bonaventura couldn't quite bring that return ball under control once more, and Rincon was there. Rigoni can't get the ball away. Here's Locatelli. Bonaventura. Rincon clipping at his heels. Bonaventura doing his best to win a free kick. Bacca, Honda. Referee remains unmoved and unimpressed. Possession here from Milan, but they just can't find a way through into the penalty area at the moment. High ball in and comfortably away by Bodiso.
Just a little bit stale from AC Milan, a little bit predictable. First time that Kush had gone to an area of the number 10 role when they passed the ball forward, that if he'd have got them a half turn would have caused Genoa problems, but they're doing well by pushing them back every single time and then just looking for those long balls to come in, which they're dealing with very well.
Here's Alessio Romagnoli once more, and the little flick in from Bonaventura, stabbed away. Locatelli can't bring it under control. Gabriel Paletta is there ahead of Simeone. There's a lot of huff and puff out there at the moment, but Milan, I think, looking for a bit more craft and guile to try and find a way back into this game. Romagnoli, Neon.
See the white shirts all playing away from the person on the ball. Not one's coming short to try and create something different. Many times the likes of Locatelli look up, they've just got four or five white shirts on the edge of the 18-yard box, quite static, and it's quite working into Genoa's hands pretty well there.
And Rigoni gets the free kick. Rigoni, who joined Genoa earlier in the year, in the middle of last season from Palermo. Experienced midfield player. Here's Armando Uzzo, who's played every minute in Serie A so far this season. And now a chance to break. Laxalt. It's Paletta going to ground. Still coming away with the ball under pressure. They'll get the free kick as well for the challenge from Ninkovic.
So he just kicked out there a little bit. But you just see him, they do hustle brilliantly. When the ball goes, just kicks out a little bit there. I thought it was a little bit naughty there. I know the discipline record this season has been pretty poor.
Yeah, pretty poor as in very poor, as you know, Adam. Second worst disciplinary record in Serie A this season. 5 players sent off, and 2 of those 5 for straight red cards. They finished with 9 the other week, but we've got 11 against 11 here for the time being. Referee's letting plenty go. As Bonaventura tries to find an opening. He looks for Neon and gets a poke in the eye. And it will be a free kick. Oh, and we have a yellow card, the first of the game. Much to the annoyance of the home crowd and the Genoa players.
Well, I think there have been far worse challenges in this game than that to warrant the yellow card there for Izzo.
Let's have a look here again. I think that's all it was. It swung his arm out, caught him in the face. As you can see, no major problem for Neon. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Referee letting plenty go, but reaching for his card there. Bonaventura swings that one in, and just as Milan thought they were going to have a corner, Genoa get a free kick for an infringement inside the penalty area.
Well, that was a brilliant ball in there from Bonaventura. He beat that first man. Didn't see too much in that. Paletto unlocks out of the edge of the box there, but again the referee given, I think, a weak free kick there for Genoa.
Early goal from Ninkovic, still the only one we've seen so far. Neong now with a chance to bring the ball forward. Bacca waits in the centre. It's into Carlos Bacca. Neong first time. Goal kick.
Good build-up play again from AC Milan, getting down the right side of the three centre halves. Brilliantly weighted touch there from Bacca for Neo. Just slashes it wildly over, and again, carried in from that range, hasn't been tested whatsoever so far.
A little bit of wrestling there from Miguel Veloso. Great place to do it, underneath the referee's nose. Forward by De Chilio. Here's Bonaventura. Kutzka's come forward on this near side as well. And mugged and dispossessed. And away comes Eddie Nielsen. There's a player down. One of the Genoa players remains on the ground. Referee has a little look and lets the game continue here with Miguel Veloso sliding that one forward. Wide by Laxalt. Ninkovic into Veloso once more, and behind for a corner.
Strong finish to the half from Genoa. Great counter-attacking play. This time they got numbers forward, believing they could get something from that counter-attack.
Certainly a very feisty first half effort from the home team here.
They've given a very, very good account of themselves. You're always looking at reaction after defeat to Sampdoria. I've had that in the first half so far.
Well, they're going to cap off the first half with another one here. Milan very much on the back foot. 2 minutes to go to half-time, plus that little bit of added time, which no doubt we will have. And the ball disappears. Be Milan who will restart. Romagnoli. Chilio. Soppy there was easy for Eddie Nielsen once more. A little bit loose, some of the passing. Held off Rigoni, but Eddie Nielsen collected it. It will be the Milan throw. I should imagine Montella will have one or two things to say at the break.
Yeah, I don't think he'd really take any positives from this first half. Poor goal to concede. Slightly vulnerable on the counter-attack. The long diagonal ball out wide to the two wing-backs of Genoa causing problems. Haven't really got back into the game. Honda's been poor. There's plenty to talk about at half-time.
With a chance to put the ball into the penalty area again here in the last minute of the opening 45. Bonaventura, the player with the ball at his feet.
And there's hit good deliveries in this first half. Bonaventura.
Here's the challenge again for the free kick.
Again, for me, that's not a free kick.
Honda sweeps it into the penalty area. Plenty of red and blue shirts back to deal with that one, and now the chance to end the first half with a break here. Didn't quite full for Nikola Ninkovic. And we're playing a minute of added time here with Paletta finding Bonaventura. He's got De Sciglio to his left, Kucka just ahead of him in the middle of the pitch. Here now is Carlos Bacca dinking that one up. It was an untimely slip from the Colombian, which enables the home side to push forward once more here. Set fair to lead at the break. At the Marassi at the end of at times pretty intense first half.
It was a great first half of football. Plenty of challenges going in.
Milan, I think, will be penalised for that one on Izzo. He's been at the centre of quite a lot during the first half. Not much of it to do with the actual game. Most of it to do with free kicks going one way or the other.
I think he's been slightly theatrical in this first half, trying to con the referee into making decisions.
The referee has blown the final whistle to bring the first half to a conclusion. The home crowd up in arms with the officials, but overall they're going to be happy because Genoa have the lead in this game. Nikola Ninkovic with a header in the 11th minute. That's what separates the sides at the break. Genoa 1, AC Milan 0.